Hey guys, I'm back for another video. This video I want to show you how to make a knife lanyard knot. It has a nautical history to it, which I think nautical history knots are kind of cool because of the history behind them. So this is my main fire steel. It's 1/2 inch by 5 inches long with a hole drilled in it. Got this from firesteels.com. I like the ones with the holes drilled in it because I don't have to worry about a epoxied handle popping off someday. This never. The hole with a lanyard through it, it's not going to fail me. It's not going to come apart. So when you have a black fire steel like this, even when you use them and they get real shiny, they dull up fairly quickly. And if this were to fall on the forest floor between some logs in a creek, I would probably never find it again. So I like to tie hot pink 550 cord. I like hot pink more than the bright oranges and the yellows and the reds because this really nothing in nature other than a few small flowers are this color, and this won't blend in with the fall leaves in the forest like the oranges and reds and yellows will. Another good option maybe would be the neon greens. I use this color as fletching for my arrows, anything I need to find in the forest that may get lost in the bushes or under the leaf layers. So the knot is not just a simple overhand thing, which you could do. Those can come undone. This is called the knife lanyard knot. It's kind of a round ball knot, and I think it's kind of cool. It's really not that hard to tie once you get the hang of it, but most importantly, it won't come undone. This won't get loose on you without some serious effort to get this undone. So I'm going to tie this on the end of my knife. The knife I carry is the Blind Horse Bushcrafter. Most of you probably are familiar with this if you're watching these kind of videos. I'm going to use the hot pink, same hot pink I used for my fire steel, to tie on this. I don't want it as long as my fire steel because it's not really going to be tied to my belt like the fire steel would be. This is just almost like a flag more than anything. I'm not really going to wrap it around my wrist or anything like that, so it's just enough to give me a hot pink on the end. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that knot. If you guys happen to have knot tying books, here's a good one. This is a handbook of knots and knot tying by Jeffrey Budworth. This is where I learned this knot. It's on page 139. If you guys have this book, want to see it for yourself. Hopefully I do a good enough job on explaining this to you where you don't need the book for that knot. So let's see how much we need. There is going to be a little bit of the cord is taken up just from the process of tying the knot, so you have to kind of account for that, but I don't want it too long, so that looks about right. Let's see what that ends up being. That's between 18 inches and 24, so 1.5 to 2 feet long, and that should work. I can always trim off the ends if it's a few inches too long. So let's go ahead and do that. Of course, all you guys should know by now is you always cut and then burn the ends of these nylon cords. Okay, let's go ahead and tie this knot. First step, right hand side, make a loop. Like that. Important to remember here, you want this loose end here to be over the top of the end that goes underneath or through the knife. On your other side, you're going to bring it and have it lay it just on top of your previous made loop. And then you're going to tuck that end, which is the left hand. Originally started off as a left hand string, put it underneath the right hand working end. Does that make sense to you there? Alright. And then we're going to put it around. It's going to go over the top of the right hand tag end. This is where you kind of do like your locking loop. So it locks everything in. So it goes under, over, under, over, and under. So it looks kind of like a double pretzel looking deal. And what you're paying attention to is this center square diamond. That's the center of the knot. Everything else is pretty symmetrical otherwise. You're going to pass your pieces through that center, so make sure you have it look something like that. Then you're going to take this end, which was your right hand original tag end from the loop. It's going to go around over the left hand working end and up through the middle, like that. This, and it's going to be the same thing on the other side with the other loop, over the working, and then underneath everything else to come out through the middle of that knot, that little square or diamond I pointed out. And then the next step takes some patience, is you just slowly start tightening things down and start working the cordage around so it can get cinched down into a nice ball shape. That looks really good there. Okay, so that's the completed knot. Just kind of an interwoven ball. So there's the knot on the end of my knife. So it looks something like this. And I have a little flag. If there were to be set down or any other unfortunate incident, I'd be able to have somewhat chance of finding it versus just having some green and gray knife on the ground, the bottom of a green and brown forest. So that's just one option that you have to make little lanyards. I think it's cool. It's a little more elaborate than needed. You could just do an overhand, but I think it looks nice. And it won't come undone on you accidentally. This is going to take a little bit of work to make it come undone. So it's called the knife lanyard knot. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Hope it was clear enough. I'll see you guys next time.